Your mother just offered to pay for your dinner. Not because it is your birthday, because she is worried about you. Because the car in the driveway is 8 years old and the jacket you wore to Thanksgiving is the same one you wore to Thanksgiving 3 years ago, and you declined the family vacation to Cancun last February citing work when the real reason was that you looked at the cost and looked at the account and made the same calculation you have been making for 6 years. She slid her card across the table quietly. The way you slide something to someone when you do not want to embarrass them. You have $340,000. You said thank you. You let her pay. Nobody at that table, not your mother, not your father, not your younger sister who just financed a new SUV and posts about it, has any idea. This is what that actually feels like from the inside. How it started. Go back 7 years. You are 28. You make $57,000 a year. You have just moved into an apartment that costs $890 a month. Not because it is the nicest apartment available, but because the difference between $890 and $1,200 is $310 a month that you have somewhere more interesting to put. The decision does not feel heroic. It feels like arithmetic. You open an investment account with $150, not because someone told you to, because you did the math on what $150 a month becomes in 10 years at a reasonable return, and the number at the end was large enough that you stopped doing other things with your phone and just sat with it for a while. Your family does not know about the account, not because you are hiding it, because nobody asked and because the account is ordinary enough in the early months that there is nothing to say about it. Month 3. $212 in the account. Not a story. Month 8, $940. Still not a story. You increase the monthly contribution to $200. You do not tell anyone. The transfer leaves before you count the money as available. The apartment has one working burner on the stove. You cook on it. You do not replace the stove. What your family sees. Here's what your family sees over the next 7 years. The same car. You bought it used at 26, and you have driven it past the point where people ask about it and into the point where people assume things about it. The same jacket to family dinners, not because you cannot afford a new jacket, because the jacket works and you looked at what a jacket costs and looked at the account and made the calculation. The declined vacations, 3 and 7 years. Each one declined with a reason that is technically true. Work, timing, other plans. And that is also a version of the truth that does not require explaining the calculation. The apartment that stays the same while your sister's apartment gets bigger, and your cousin's car gets newer, and your parents' neighbor builds an addition onto his house. Your family has assembled these facts into a picture. The picture says, he is doing okay, but not great. He is responsible, but not thriving. He is the steady one who does not take risks and probably should take a few more. The picture is assembled from real information. The picture is completely wrong. What is actually happening? Here is what is actually happening inside the picture your family assembled. Year 1. The account ends with $4,200. The market added some. You added some. The contributions were automated so the money left before you spent it. Your family thinks you are saving responsibly. You are building something with a different timeline than responsible savings. Year 2. The market has a bad quarter. The account loses value on paper. You do not sell. You increase the contribution to $250 because the market is lower, which means you are buying more for the same money. Your mother calls to ask if you are okay financially. You say fine. She offers to help. You say no, thank you. You are fine. Year 3. The account crosses $20,000. You check it on a Tuesday morning before work. The number on the screen does not match the picture your family has assembled. You close the app. You go to work. You eat the lunch you brought. Year 4. You find a second source of income. Weekend work in a service business you started with $400 in equipment. Not a dramatic business. Leaf removal. Later gutter cleaning. You drive the same car with a magnetic sign on the door that comes off before family dinners. The income goes directly into the investment account. Year 5. The account crosses $80,000. You do not tell anyone. Your cousin buys a boat and posts about it. You transfer $300 this month instead of $250. Year 6. The account crosses $150,000. Your sister finances the SUV. You drive to the dealership to see it. You are happy for her. The numbers she mentions for the payment are the same numbers that have been quietly going into your account every month for 6 years. Year 7. The account crosses $300,000. Your mother offers to pay for your dinner. The dinner. It is a Saturday evening in November. The restaurant is warm and amber lit and loud in the way family restaurants are loud. 3 conversations happening at once. Someone's child doing something at the other end of the table. Your father telling a story that everyone has heard before. You are sitting in the chair that wobbles slightly. You are always in this chair. Nobody says anything about it anymore. The conversation turns to money the way it always does, not directly. Through adjacent subjects, your sister mentions the SUV payment. Your cousin mentions his boat storage costs. Your father mentions something about property taxes. Your mother looks at you. She asks how things are going. You say good. She asks about the car, whether you have thought about getting something more reliable. You say it runs fine. She picks up the check. She looks at it. She slides her card towards you across the table before anyone can see the total. You say, Mom. She says, let me. You say, thank you. You let her pay. Why you let her? People ask why you do not just say the number. The answer is not simple, and it is not always the same answer on different days. Some days the answer is, the moment the number enters the room, it becomes the only thing in the room. The conversation changes. The relationships change, not immediately and not dramatically, gradually, in ways that are difficult to reverse. Your mother's quiet worry becomes something else. Your sister's financial decisions become something you are implicitly commenting on. Your cousin's boat becomes a comparison neither of you asked for. Some days the answer is simpler. The number is private the way your bank account is private. Not shameful, not hidden, just yours. The account belongs to you in a way that does not require an audience to be real. Some days, the honest days, the answer is that you are not sure you are ready for who you become to them when they know. The version of you that exists in their picture is not accurate, but it is also uncomplicated. The version of you they would build from the number is also uncomplicated. Just differently, you have not found the version that is accurate and does not complicate everything. So you say thank you. You let her pay. The account is not diminished by the dinner. The $340,000 is the same number it was before the card appeared on the table. It will be slightly larger by Thursday. What your money is doing while you eat. Right now, while your family talks about the property tax and the SUV payment and asks your father to tell the story again, your account is running. Not dramatically, not in a way you can see or point to. The market is not open on Saturday evening, but the compounding that runs inside the account is a direction, not a moment. It does not stop for dinner. The service business subcontractor handled 3 properties this morning while you drove to the restaurant. The invoice will deposit Monday. It will go directly into the account Tuesday. Your mother does not know she is sitting across from the wealthiest person at this table. Your sister does not know the SUV payment she mentioned is the same number that has been quietly going somewhere else for 7 years. Your father does not know the story he is telling again is being heard by someone whose financial situation has no relationship to the picture this table has assembled. You pass the bread. You ask your nephew about school. You listen to the property tax story. The account runs. The moment it almost came out. There was a moment 2 years ago, a Sunday dinner. Your cousin was describing a financial situation that was becoming difficult, not a crisis. The specific slow difficulty of lifestyle costs that had expanded to fill income and then slightly past it. He was not asking for help. He was describing it the way people describe weather, just facts about the environment they are living in. You did the math in your head without meaning to. The number that would resolve his situation was 4% of your account balance. You sat with that for a moment. You said nothing, not because you do not care, because the conversation that would follow, the explanation, the number, the shift in every relationship at the table, was not a conversation you could unhave. Once said, permanent. You chose the version where his situation resolved on its own timeline, the way most situations do, and where the relationship stayed what they were. He is fine now. His situation resolved. You never said anything. You do not know if you made the right decision. You know you made a decision, and that it is the kind of decision that has no clean answer and that the financial content you watch never talks about. The close. Your mother slides her card back into her wallet on the way out. She squeezes your arm at the door. She says, let me know if you need anything. You say, I will. You drive home in the 8-year-old car. The magnetic sign for the service business is in the trunk. It goes back on the door Monday morning. You park, you go inside, you open the account, $341,000. The market moved slightly in your favor on Friday. You did not notice until now. You close the app, you make coffee. You sit by the window for 11 minutes. Your mother thinks she paid for your dinner tonight because you needed help. You let her believe it because the truth requires a conversation you are not ready to have, and because she felt good doing it, and because the account does not require her to know about it to keep running. It will keep running. Thursday, it will be larger. Nobody at that table has any idea. Before you go, one question, and I mean this as a real question, not a comment prompt. Has anyone in your life ever felt sorry for you about money when the reality was completely different from what they assumed? Or are you building toward the version of this story where that happens eventually? Either answer tells me exactly what to make next. Write it below, one sentence or one word. I read every one. See you in the comments.